So, talkSPORT brings you live commentary from the Copper Box on Saturday with Azim versus Ohara Davies. Adam, welcome to the show. Nice to see you. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are all of you?
We're all good.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Listen, Adam, how's all the training going for Saturday, mate? Ohara Davies has been around a while, and you know he's going to bring something. You've got to be on the ball.
100%. This camp's been very fantastic for me. I'm literally just in my wraps right now, so in my pad session, did a bit of workout, and then obviously I can't miss talkSPORT because obviously that is a priority to me as well. But you know, I'm looking forward to the fight. Probably the best camp I've ever had, and I'm flying.
Listen, talk to us about the process of from now till fight night. You know that last week. What do you have to go through that? Are we coming off the training now? I mean, talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, today is just short pads today. Nothing heavy. Just working on the tactics. Obviously, I've got to keep that in my head. That obviously what I've got to do in the fight. I've got to keep the tactics in my head as well. So, I'm just very confident. Looking forward to it. Just it's obviously like 4 or 5 days left, and I'm ready to go.
How have you enjoyed the media back and forth with Ohara? He's not backwards in coming forwards in some of the things that he says. I know that you've had a couple of little nose to noses and a couple of moments with him. How have you enjoyed that?
Yeah, something new to me. I did enjoy that, but obviously, I think it wasn't really targeting me. I think he was targeting people outside. Obviously, obviously my team and who else is in my team as well. But I think it's just more or less he's got more respect for me, and I got a lot of respect for him. So, but I'm fighting now. We're both going to give each other a good fight.
What's Adam? Obviously, there's a lot of noise and a lot of interest in what you're doing, and I've been some of the fights you've been involved in, and they've been very compelling. But there's a lot of expectation of you now. What's the roadmap for you over the next 18 months?
Roadmap is keep winning. Hopefully, I'm on a target world title fights. Hopefully by next year. That was my ambition to come world champion by 22, 23. But I can't look past Ohara Davies as he's a dangerous contender, and he's still in the game. So my main focus is just on Ohara Davies. But after that, hopefully I want to fight Dalton Smith next year. I really do. So this fight here is gonna obviously project me into that way. So
that's where I was going to go with it, mate. Winning that European title in the fashion that you did, as early as you did, you look at that and you go, right, that catapults you into the top 10 in all the governing bodies. You can only move up from them. So the fights do get tougher. But the fight we've all been talking about, Dalton Smith, British and Commonwealth champ, he's a guy that's making noise over in England as well. You go, that's a fight that has to happen. Does that happen, by the way, before a world title's on the line? Is that a possibility, or would you both look to win a world title, one of you win a world title before that happens?
Do you know what? I think it's just like the right time, where if I win a world title and he does, then that's brilliant. But also, let's say Turk makes the fight as well, you never know. So it's more or less just timing, really. For me, it's just like, I really want that fight. I do. Hopefully next year, and I'm not here to mess about. So, but my main focus right now is just Ohara Davies.
Did you see Dalton ambushing your promoter last week in Saudi? He was obviously chirping for the fight.
Yeah, I did see that. Obviously, I think he kept going to him that, he didn't want the fight. But I did want the fight. It's my team and my promoter that, whenever I'm ready, whenever the best time is, he's going to thank me later down the stretch, because we waited a long period of time financially, and if we both got 2 world titles, and it's a bigger fight itself, so he's going to be thanking me.
Adam, listen, thanks for your time, mate. Much appreciated, and good luck for Saturday.
Thank you.
See you later, mate.
Top man.
Thank you. Bye.
Boys, what do you make of the journey that Adam Azim's on? I mean, ultimately, there's a lot of noise about him and a lot of expectation building around him. He's had a couple of difficult fights where he hasn't quite shone the way that people expected him to do, but they were good learning fights, I thought, for him. And obviously, there's a lot of expectation. There's a background noise about people suggesting that Dalton Smith is something he's avoided and so on and so forth. He's touched upon it there, that he's going to fight him next year.
Yeah.
What do you think of the direction? I use this expression a lot, but it's relevant.
The
what do you think
trajectory
of travel
where he's going at the
where
moment.
Adam's going?
I think it's great. I think that he's won the European title in his 10th fight, so he's put himself in a position where the fights are going to be hard. But he had those fights that was sort of like developing him, against a South American guy that he fought.
Was it a Latvian?
Yeah, as well. And you go. Because he's not blowing them away, people are going, oh, look, he's found his level. You go, no, mate, this is all about development. It's the apprenticeship for when it kicks you on into this stage. European title is a serious level. The Dalton Smith fight will happen. And they're doing it on their terms, which I understand, because
I think that's right,
Simon, the inexperience that the kid has, Dalton Smith is more experienced right now.
Indeed.
And it's all about timing in boxing. And I think that Boxer and Adam Azim are choosing to do it on their terms. And that is a good thing, because when you've got a kid of that talent, right, when you have a kid of that talent, it's very easy to let him go because you think, yeah, go. But boxing is all about timing and putting them in at the right time and developing them, and that creates superstars.
Yeah, I don't think... If you were to ask... I've been lucky enough to have Adam Azim in the studio on a couple of occasions, and Dalton Smith, exactly the same. You ask them, do you want to fight? Yeah, absolutely. If you put them in there tomorrow, they're going to have enough.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with the fighters. It's to do with the people that look after them and point them in whatever direction. And obviously, we had a situation with a purse bid that didn't end up coming, and then we had, with this particular fight, it was supposed to be Harlem Eubank. That then didn't re-materialise. In all seriousness, the fight with Ohara Davies is actually a good piece of matchmaking.
Great fight.
It's the right guy at the right time. And if all that wasn't in the background, then people would be going, this is a good step up, this for Adam Azim. Maybe they pushed him just a little bit too quick when he got to European level. But he got there and he's there now. You can't come backwards.
You've got to stay there. Is that stage where they can just hold him though?
Well,
and that's what I'm saying.
I think you're right.
I think because he belongs at that level, but don't kick him on yet. And you go
you're right.
When Dalton Smith is maybe just above that right now, you go I mean, where do you see it, Simon? As in with Adam Azim, his trajectory of where he's at right now. Do you think it's too soon?
No, I think that they've got to row their own boat. I don't think that they should fight Dalton Smith until they want to.
Yeah.
And other people can make as much noise, and Dalton earns the right to have his opinions. But Adam Azim is learning aspects of his trade like you boys know, and I think the experience that he gets from these sort of fights will put him in good stead for when he fights Dalton Smith. Dalton Smith is an older, more mature and experienced fighter.
Do you believe he's
fight him when you're ready to fight him?
To win a world title?
I think if you look at him...
I think they both have.
You do, don't you?
I think both of those boys have.
Absolutely.
And your knowledge is greater than mine.
I do. I'm just asking,
I listen to Shane McGuigan, and Shane McGuigan talks about him in the highest of terms, and talks about him in a fashion that believes that ultimately that there's a subscription opportunity for him to be a world champion. So I don't dispute that.
It's about timing and development.
It's about matchmaking. It's about giving him an opportunity to take the right steps at the right time. And then the question is, do I believe that when he fights Dalton Smith that he can win that fight? That's a more compelling question. If you're picking that fight now, do you believe that...
But that's not a fight that he should take now.
But he's going to take it next year by his own volition.
Yeah, but the next year is going to be a totally different fight because he will have developed more. Dalton's more developed than him right now.
In a year's time, do you if you were sitting here, let's say he has an impressive performance, and no disrespect to Ohara Davies in this conversation.
Yeah. Who's heavy-handed,
because he's got to get past him.
Yeah.
But let's say, for the purpose of hypothesis, he gets past Ohara Davies impressively.
Yeah.
Somewhere at some point next year, we're going to see him potentially in the ring with Dalton Smith. Do you expect that if there's reasonable progress, that if the next fight out with Dalton Smith,
I think it's a winnable fight for both of them guys. I really do. It's a very difficult question to answer right now with them two.
You probably benefit next Monday to answer that question after you've seen him.
Absolutely. Very difficult.